Hello everybody, welcome to episode 4 of Dr. Dickfaces Dangerous Days, and today we're going to be going over carrier landings, and this video was requested by Choconut Bounty. I'm not really sure how you pronounce it, that's kind of a bizarre name, but whatever, that's his decision. So, what we're going to be doing is we're going to take out the F-18 for a spin, and we're going to try and land on some moving carriers that we're going to create with the AI Carriers 2R2 program that we used in the last Dr. Dickfaces Dangerous Days video. And so we're just going to create a full 2 carriers fleet, set it 10 miles ahead of us, and start it moving forward for added difficulty while landing. Please keep in mind that this is not standard procedures by any way whatsoever. I actually have no clue what I'm doing because I'm not in the Navy or anything, as you can probably tell. So I'm just going to show you a few don'ts of aircraft carrier landing, and then I'm going to show you what you should do. So keep your speed around 160, 150 on your approach, and then when you land you're going to want to bring it down to around 140. And the first thing that you need to remember is not to approach too high like I did in this video, in this shot. In this shot we came in too high, and I had to start increasing my rate of descent rapidly. And what happens is the aircraft lands very intensely, and I actually jarred both my engines, and they got knocked out. So that's just too bad. But other than that, it was a somewhat decent landing. What we're going to do now is we're going to do a landing that's too low, and we're going to try and flare back up to increase our altitude, but we're not going to make it in the end and hit the lip of the, not the lip, I guess the edge of the runway protruding from the aircraft carrier. And so in this approach we came in, it was actually a better approach than the last clip since it's not too high up and it's at a better speed. Obviously I was having a little bit of difficulty controlling the aircraft here, as I'm not used to landing on aircraft carriers in outside views, but so we're just going to keep going, lining up with the aircraft carrier. Here I let out my spoiler a little bit, which was probably to slow my aircraft down, which was probably a bad thing to do, as it slowed it down a bit too much and lowered me down too much in order to land on the aircraft carrier. So remember, you don't want to land too high, but don't land too low, and if you're in doubt, which you should have done right now, just add full power and go around. Don't try to attempt this landing, because it'll either flare too much and do that, or, here we're landing too fast, and we're just going to continue on even with the wire. It's just going to throw us over the edge, and finally we're on to what I think is a decent landing. It's not the best I've ever done on an aircraft carrier, but it'll do for now. The problem with the FA-18 from acceleration is it's not designed very well, and it's very difficult to land on the carrier. But here I'm going to show a plane that is actually made for acceleration. It's a free add-on. It's a Boeing T-45C Goshawk, and I downloaded it from AVSim, but since that's been hacked, you're not going to be able to download it right now. But I think it's on Simviation too, so just search for it. It uses the catapult a lot better than the F-18 does. There's no violent jerking when you're going down. The virtual cockpit is very, very nice, beautiful. I think it uses the same MFD and the HUD as the F-18 does, the acceleration F-18. And to landing is a lot easier because you can get the plane a lot slower, and it doesn't have messed up contact points like the F-18 does. So it's just when you download third-party add-ons, you're going to get a lot higher quality. Here on final, we have a good height, we have a good rate of descent, and I landed a lot nicer than I did on the F-18. I think you'll find that you will too. It just works a lot better. So, that's the end of today's episode. Next week, we're going to be, no, not next week. Next time I make a video, we're going to be doing takeoffs and landings in extreme winds, headwinds, crosswinds, tailwinds, which was requested by someone. I'm not quite sure who right now. I just got to go check my YouTube mail inbox, but that's going to be your video. So, thanks for watching. See you later. Subscribe.